Welcome to the Caledonian Canal in Scotland. Starting at Port William and going all the way to Inverness. So this means we'll be travelling through Loch Ness. And with any luck, we can find the Loch Ness monster and solve one of the world's greatest mysteries. Now we've come through the double lock here. And we're going a little bit further. Then we've got what they call the staircase, which I think is either 8 or 9 more locks we have to travel through before we get into the first big weir, or lock as they call them. And that's called Loch Lochy. So that's where we're headed now. A bit of an adventure. The Scottish weather continues, but it's all good. It's not cold. She's just a bit wet. Brian's at the helm in his colourful suit, and away we go. Welcome to summer in Scotland. Well, to be fair, we had 6 amazing days of weather. But today the weather's a little bit Scottish. This is the entrance to the Caledonian Canal, isn't it, leading into Loch Lochy? We're just waiting. What are we waiting for them to open the gate for us so we can get in? Here we come to the next series of locks that go all the way up the hill. I think it's either 8 or 9 locks. It's called Neptune's Staircase. So we're going to be here a while as we work our way up the hill. Good? No messing around here. Just got the rope on and the gate's already shutting behind us in the lock. Whew. 2 boats going through at a time.
Good morning, all.
Yes, the road's already shut behind us, so the traffic can go through again. Very, very fast here. These boys are well-oiled machine. Got an audience too. Everyone's waiting for someone to ding their boat, I think. It's amazing how they've just got 2 like timber faces that push together on the locks. That's the only seal. There's no rubber or anything else, it's just 2 bits of timber. Close look, one gate's in position and the other gate just butts up against it. And that's close enough to a good seal. Alright. You can see the water swirling as it comes into this lock, as it fills up, and we get ready to go to the next level. Today there's so many locks here, we're actually walking the boat. Denise and I are holding the lines and just walking with the boat as we go through each lock, rather than trying to jump on and off the boat. Brian's just motoring up. Look at our big audience up here.
So Denise, you can actually tie off onto those top ropes and control the boat from there.
So make sure we get all the way through this lock before we tie off.
Up there or something?
Yeah, we've got to go through this over the past the gates yet, Brian. Give him a distance countdown, Denise. Rope's on, Brian.
Sorry?
Back rope is on. You got 4 meters. 3.5. About 3.5 meters. Plenty of space. Denise is a good rope holder. 3 meters.
Okay, let's stop.
You got 3 meters. Yeah, it's fine, Brian.
So Denise, you can control that probably from up there as the boat rises now.
Yep.
Okay? So you'll be controlling the pulling in the slack. Okay?
We got it. I understand.
Can you
I understand.
Yeah, I know, but doesn't it make more sense to do it from there?
But I've got other things.
He's on his own.
No, it doesn't, because you're there.
Okay, alright.
Really makes sense for you to do it. Really.
I'll do it.
Do what the captain says, or you walk the plank. Scottish Scenic Routes. Look out, Neptune's Mirror. Okay, well, you meant to sit in here and you'll look back, or I don't know. Just missed the big old steam train going past. You can smell it. Beautiful summer's day here. And the ice cream shop is closed. Freedom! That was 3.5 hours to get up the ladder.
I'll even take a Tessa.
The boat. I reckon these are rentals for up and down the canal. Maybe not that one. A couple more La boats over here. Very serene motoring coming down the canal here. The green rolling highlands of Scotland with the cloud blowing through. Coming up to another swing bridge here on the canal. I think we have to go through 11 bridges. This one is actually the only one that's permanently open now. They don't open or close it, they just leave it open. Slight delay here. There's a bridge at the end of this through pass and it's closed. And we've radioed ahead saying, open the bridge for us. And they said, no, we've gone to lunch. You'll have to wait an hour. So here we are, waiting an hour.
You want to do your camera thing? I've got this now. Let's do it. Oh, okay. Sorry, you're going to edit that part out there.
Don't worry, we'll get that out later. You get a feel of the conditions we're working in here.
You don't have a lot of control forward or these ropes. They're virtually straight down. I'll just leave the engine running so I don't go too far forward. Just trim this quickly. Those ropes are fine, whatever they do. It's
A wee bit wet. There's poor Denise. She She's in charge of the front rope in the rain. Scottish summer. Stern line or do you want to do the spring?
This is the spring.
Yeah.
The second lead along.
Yeah, no problems. Looks like a salmon farm here on Loch Lochy. This is the morning of day 2, heading down our first major waterway for the day. Give us the Titanic pose on the front of the boat, Denise. But you're gonna lean forward, arms out, you're flying. Yeah. Wonderful. Got a helicopter coming down the lake. Low down. The Caledonian Canal is 96.5 kilometres long. Most people take about 3 days to pass through it. Have a look at this mountain range here on the edge of the canal. This is the end of Loch Lochy. We're going to moor on the pontoon on the left, so we're going to lower our fenders. Can get a little bit tight in these locks. Fancy meeting you here.
No escaping, you know.
Squeezing another.
Oh, you were going to go.
Well, we did too.
If we were going to wait there or wait here, it doesn't matter.
What a stunning waterway. Captain's stepped away from his post. 2OC's taken over. Beautiful sailing down here. Motoring down the canal anyway. Once again, this one's got a bike path running its whole 96 kilometres. We've got a group of 5 boats moving down the canal now. Getting closer to Loch Ness. We've arrived. This is the village of Port Augustus. This is at the inland or southern end of Loch Ness being down there. This is the first time we've been anywhere that sort of feels touristy. Lots of little tourist shops selling Loch Ness monsters. Loch Ness monsters on coasters and cups and little stuffies, and quite a vibrant little holiday town though. Quite a few different types of restaurants, and quite beautiful as well. The excitement here in Port Augustus is just too much for some people. Walking through the Scottish jungle, you notice there's almost no spiders.
Should be those
Bracket.
What are those, something cross spiders?
Oh, they orb.
Orbs, yeah, golden orbs, yeah.
Yeah.
You have one of them on your face, you're walking along looking at the ground.
It's almost completely spider free.
Yeah.
Oh fuck. There's a bit more of the Scottish forest here. Looks amazing, look how thick the moss is. Full cushion on the ground. Adventurising in the jungle with Brian. More of this extraordinary moss in the Scottish forests, in the Highlands. Just beautiful. Look at these trails. It's an impressive pine forest.
Beautiful.
The weather's gone full Scotland now. It is bucketing down. This was our walk. The Oich River. Whew, good walk. A little bit wet at the end. Day 3, last gate. And we're into Loch Ness. And no prizes for guessing we've arrived at Loch Ness. This shop here is called Delightful Ness. And next to it we've got the Loch Ness Nessie shop. And then we've got the Loch Ness Gatehouse. Oh, road's opening. We'll soon be into Loch Ness. Bit of a backlog. These are all boats waiting to go up through the lock system. Wow, there's a plane coming down the lock. It's pretty low, isn't he? Look at these cowboys. It's gonna go right across the top of us. Oh, it's a water one too. I think it can land on the sea. Here we are steaming down Loch Ness. The water here is very deep. We've got more than 200 vertical meters of water underneath us. The wind's blowing. Sails out. Beautiful scenery, but no sign of Nessie yet. approaching Urquhart Castle, or Castle, depending on where you're from. Oh, as you come around the corner, the old castle comes into view. What's the name of this castle?
Urquhart.
Oh yeah, Urquhart Castle. It's the ruins, really, isn't it? There's not a lot of castle left.
It's castle, not castle.
Castle and castle.
Castle.
The largest medieval castle in Scotland. Well, what's left of it anyway. The Great Kitchen, or what's left of it. The Great Raid of 1545. And basically everything of value was taken. Talk about prime position. And this area was the Great Hall. So Robert Lawton, 1342, dined here. If you've watched Braveheart, you'll know who that is. The remnants of the Grant Tower. Imagine how spectacular this place would be if it was still intact. Well, can't go in there. Awesome little boathouse there. Well, the morning of day 4 in the Caledonian Canal. That's the end of Loch Ness. I'm going to go back into the canal and lock system this morning. Scottish good weather has come back, bit of sun. Just motoring down the canal, the last section of the Caledonian Canal towards Inverness, where this triple finish. Interesting fact about Loch Ness, which we just travelled through. It's the biggest loch or lake in Scotland, and that's by water volume, and the volume of water in that lake, because it's so deep, exceeds the volume of all other lakes in Scotland combined. Don't say you don't learn anything here. We're on the outskirts of Inverness now. This is the last section of canal before we go through the last set of locks to get back down to sea level. Certainly has been a magnificent way to see part of Scotland, that's for sure. So lucky to have had this experience with some amazing friends. Inverness is out there, and this is our last series of locks to go through before we're back to the sea. These locks are pretty easy here on the Caledonian Canal because they're all electric or hydraulic. We don't have to open them by hand like we did on the Crimin Canal.
One's at this end, so pontoon 4 sort of in the middle. Okay. Yeah. And there's big numbers on the fence. So
These locks even have these operators who put the ropes on and off for you, so we don't even have to get off the boat in this series of locks. Makes life pretty easy. We're just waiting for a second boat to come in before we shut the back gates and start to go down. Well, that brought our trip down the Caledonian Canal to an end. We were so busy having a good time in Inverness and on the boat, I forgot to film an ending, so here it is now. Big thank you, huge thank you to Brian and Denise for hosting me on their boat, a magnificent vessel, and hopefully we get to do it again in the future. See you in the next video.